In this part of the tutorial, we're going to start to look at some of the area tools here. So to get started, I'm just in my floor plan view on ground floor, and I just want to start with the basics by creating an area plan. Just a reminder, whenever you want to learn these tools, there'll be a bit of description here. So I'm going to hit on that. I'll do that right now. Choose the floor. This one I want to do it for the gross area of the building. I want the outside perimeter because I want to keep it within about 300 square meters. This all comes down to the budget, the cost, the client's brief, for example. 300 is about right. This is going to ask me to automatically create the boundary lines associated with the external walls and the gross building area. So I just go yes, and it's done. So automatically, it's also given us this little tag here. Just got automatic tagging, and this is the perimeter of the building. It's also going to filed it down here under area plan, and the way you can also display this a little bit better is we've got tools down here for the color schemes, and you can start to look at maybe setting up a scheme here, and this is just default out of the box, and then we'll color code it. So that's a nice little handy tool just to sort of show you that you're sticking to the area, because buildings cost X amount of dollars per square meter or per square foot, and if a client has said to you, we've got to keep this design on 300 square meters, this is just a nice way to track it. The same can be done also for other areas like rentable areas as well, measuring to the inside of the building. So the next one I want to show here, and again, this is just create a new floor plan. I want to do this with the room area, but I want to do a couple of things here. I want to actually duplicate this. Now you can duplicate with detailing. I'll just do the basic one at the moment. There will be maybe another tutorial later on that. Just keeping things simple, ground floor, and I'm just going to call it areas. Now, so this is always going to be changing, so whenever this one moves out, so I'll just grab one of these walls, for example, and move it to here, and we go back to that one. It's updating here as well. So this is just a duplicate of it. There's other stuff to do with detailing, with dimensions and that carrying across, but we'll just keep it simple. So with the areas, I want to use the room, and we're going to do this. Hopefully it's not going to be too slow at the moment. So we'll do all that, and all I'm doing is I'm picking in that space, and it will just be highlighting a little light blue line here to show what it's going to do. And we're going from room to room to room, and in a second, just freezing up on me, some weird reason. So I'll just cancel out that now. So I've done these rooms, and I'll just work on this wing here for the sake of simplicity. Two things I want to show is the room separator. So this is where you can divide up the room. So this one here is going to eventually be a kitchen, but maybe you want to break it up because floor finishes within the hallway are going to be different to the kitchen. The kitchen may cost a little more. So I'm going to break it up and just say that this is the boundary line for the kitchen. And I'll just get a little bit closer here because I want to snap it to the end face of that wall. And that now changes where that room is. So if you want to select these, you hover over the tab, and that will get the room. And I can go and do a room separator for the hallway. I'll just leave that out for the moment because for some reason my room tool is slowing down a little bit. Now for these rooms, I want to maybe color code them, and I want to give them names. So for this one, I can just go and grab that, move it to the center, and I want to rename it. Now I can rename it here, or I can go and tab, grab that actual room, and over here in the properties are the options to add additional identity data. So for the sake of the basics, I'm just going to give it a name. So it'll be kitchen. And then it's changed, and you can do that for all the other rooms. Again, you can hover over the tab to select it, and then you can give it a name. So this one might end up being a garage or storage space. So really simple stuff here. And then also with these tags, these are just out of the box tags. You can add things like leader line. So this one might not be sitting perfectly in the space. I can create a leader line here and just pull that out here. And you can be kind of precise about it should you want to. And you can add arrows and all these different things if you want to do all that. There's also the orientation of those tags. Go horizontal for now. And you can also edit what you want to display. Now, again, this is out of the box. I'm going to turn off the room number and just show the area. This is where you can add the arrowhead. So whether you want it to be an arrow or maybe a dot, so open dot or closed dot. Just don't open dot for now. And that will do that as well. Just want to turn on the areas. Now, you can go and reconfigure this and get it all looking perfectly right. Just going to keep it simple for now. And now we're starting to get some feedback on how big each one of these rooms are. So I could say to you, well, I want the bedrooms to be 25 square meters. This one needs to be bigger. We can go and grab some of the space here, and I can pull it across, and we'll go up to 37 meters. So there's instant reporting here. Now, last two things I want to show you here is the coloring of these rooms as well. So you can go here. So we're just going to go down to our color scheme, again, like I did with the area. And we want to do a couple of things. We want to choose rooms. And we'll do this one, you can either do it by number, that's the numbering system, or we can do department. And because we've done everything by name, we want to color it by name. So color's not preserved. So we'll just so color's not preserved when changing the parameter. We'll just color to color, different parameter, instead of making a new color scheme. I'm just going to do this just rough. You can see it's reporting automatically on the garage, the kitchen, and the untag room. So I'll just apply and it's coloring it. This one's using the Pantone colors. You can change this to RGB, etc. Very easy to do. So as I go and maybe change these, so this one again, I'm just going to hover over that tag, hit tab, and say bedroom. And once this is done, again, I could go and grab that one and just tag, and then we've got these name and the identity data is already starting to populate here. So I can just add the bedroom as well and go apply. And then when you go to the color scheme, you'll see it starting to populate here. You'll see this one still hasn't been tagged properly yet. So really simple ways to start getting the areas and putting some color codes on. There's other things you can do later when you want to create things like legends, for example. So you can go and create a, sorry, not legends, a which one is it? An annotate. I'm looking for a color fill legend. There we go. Yeah, you can start to do that as well. So even if you do names, I'll use the numbers, you can color fill it. So that can be kind of handy if you're doing a residential brochure or something. So last thing to show you is how to do a schedule. So over here in the View tab, I want to create a schedule of these rooms, and I'm just going to go to the first one, Schedule Quantities. I've just got the architecture list. I want to go down to Rooms, just down here. Leave everything on default. There's a lot of things you can start to do here with phasing and schedule keys and building components. So I'm just going to do the building components. Okay. And I just want the area and the name, maybe the number. Whatever you've added into the identity data can be scheduled off. You can start to add finishes, the level it's associated to, floor finishes, departments, whatever you want to add, you can add them. So I'll go and just this button here, add that parameter, and go OK. And now we have a schedule table of those rooms. So that's the basics. There's other stuff you can get in here. You can start to go through some of these and sort and group them. We'll get into this in later tutorials, but very quick way to start to schedule this out. And of course, you can export this information as an Excel spreadsheet. So there we go. So down here, you can report it, and you can take it out as a room area report or a schedule. So a room area report, you can go and tell it what you want to grab, and this will save it out as an HTML report. Or the other one is to do it as a CSV. So when you go to export down here, this will tell you to schedule, and will give you sorry, text file, but you can import this into Excel. So there's numerous ways you can capture all that. Okay, so that was the basics of doing a area with some tags and some colors, and finally doing a room schedule.